What's going on is the Wolf, and I would like to officially invite you down to the couch. We're going to be having real, raw, unscripted, and unfiltered conversations on a weekly basis. So stay tuned and see what's coming. The Wolf has spoken. Before we get started, I would like to take this time to introduce you guys to a book that I've read. This book has changed my life, and it's called The Four Agreements. It's written by Ruiz. This book has changed my mindset. You know what I mean? This was one of the first books I read cover to cover. It's a super easy read, and it gave me the confidence to not only read books, but it actually influenced me to be able to become an author myself and write a book. But I want y'all to check this book out because it's mindset altering and it's life altering. And the four agreements are: be impeccable with your word, don't take anything personal, don't make assumptions, and always do your best. That's something that I've applied. I literally apply these four agreements every day of my life. A lot of men, a lot of women always come to me, what type of books do you read that helps you with your mindset? How are you such a positive person? This is one of the books. Each week, I'm going to be bringing you guys a different book that I read that helped me along my journey towards healing, towards, becoming more understanding, more compassionate, and just being more of a better spirit, a better person, and carrying better energy. And this week's book is going to be The Four Agreements. So make sure y'all check it out. It's available everywhere. And if you have a book that you want me to check out, don't hesitate to hit my inbox or hit my P.O. box and send me a copy. And if it's good, I'll definitely bring it and introduce it because I want to create ways to be able to introduce solutions to people who may be dealing with the same problems that I was dealing with. So check out The Four Agreements, and yeah, let's get back to the show. And today I find myself joined by the one and only
Fat Carl.
And it's an honor to have you here today. He's our first official guest.
Appreciate it, good brother.
Yeah, man. I mean, I knew you for a minute. I'm not going to really make this interview style because I feel like that's too formal.
For sure.
But I definitely want you to tell a bit about yourself for the people that don't know.
All right, I'm Fat Carl, known in Philly for cutting hair and music. And I'm from South Philly. I'm 30 years old. You know what I'm saying? I'm a pop. That's it, pretty much.
I pop like a dad?
Yeah.
Oh, all right, you gotta give us some context. Yeah, so no, all right, so speaking of that, first of all, welcome to fatherhood, you know what I mean?
Thank you.
I get to see that you're an active father in your child's life,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So what's that process been like?
It's weird. It's only weird because it's like new and it's scary for me because it's like, it's so much stuff you can't control your child seeing and stuff like that, and it make me just nervous. You know what I'm saying?
So when you say you're nervous, I want you to elaborate. Like, you talking about for the future, or
Yeah, like just for the future. It's just like you can't control shit. You feel me? And you will want to. Like I kind of understand how my dad felt dealing with me. Like you try and censor certain stuff from your kids. You try and make them do this, or even with the other opposite parent. You know what I'm saying? The other parent might have. We got two completely different parenting styles, you feel me? So it'd be like, yo, it's my son. Let him cry sometimes. You know what I'm saying? No, it's my baby. I killed him. And it's like, come on, man. I don't want him to be soft. Like, and then it's like, is this making him soft? He's a baby. Like, you know what I'm saying? Should I? You know what I'm saying? It's a lot. It's a lot. Parenting is one of the most challenging things I probably ever dealt with in life.
Yeah, and speaking, being a fellow father, I feel like what I learned is the best thing we could do for our children is really just plant seeds.
Yeah.
Because, like, ultimately, it's like life gonna test them whether we want it to or not. But if you've been spending the whole life prepping them for the moments, you just gotta have faith in that.
Right.
So, but you spoke to your child's mom, and y'all having different parenting styles. So, like, how does that work? Because, like, did y'all discuss these things before laying down and having a baby? Like, y'all parenting style?
Not really. Not really.
So how it come about? Was this something that you planned? Because I know you was in a relationship. You had the whole nine going on.
I planned. I was like,
oh, what you mean you planned? You shot the club up?
Yeah. I told myself, for some reason, I kind of had baby fever. I'm like, I'm getting old.
You had baby
I wanted a baby bad and shit, right?
So you wanted to get pregnant?
No, I wanted to have a child.
No, I get what you mean.
No, you talk about I didn't want to get pregnant. I wanted to have a child.
You know, in certain communities, they say we're getting pregnant.
Okay. No, I never heard that. But, yeah, I wanted a baby. So when I met my baby mom, the way she carried herself is, I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? She carries herself like this on a regular, you know what I'm saying?
So you chose her?
Yeah. Still to this day, she carries herself like that, you know what I'm saying? So ultimately, she's the mom that I wanted for my son. And once I realized that, immediately, I ain't wasting no time. We probably knew each other for 3 weeks when I got her pregnant.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So what was her position on you shooting up the club?
She didn't want kids until she was married.
So you basically just disregarded her whole process?
Yeah, basically.
So do you plan on making her a wife moving forward?
I think I am.
So like, what did that look like? Cause I'm pretty sure like she felt like she held up her end of the bargain.
As in,
She gave you a child.
yeah, I don't know. So relationships have up and down. So it's just like, I don't know. You just gotta figure shit out. You
Where
know
y'all
what I'm
at in your relationship right now?
I don't even know. We live together. You know what I'm saying? We still make each other smile. You know what I'm saying? So
What would you do when you go outside?
me? What you mean when I go outside?
I mean, like you said, y'all live together, but what's going on? Like are y'all together? Y'all doing your own thing while being together? Like how does it work?
I don't know.
It's complicated.
Yeah, it's complicated.
So we spoke to the dynamic of parenting. So now, seeing as though you and your child's mother, y'all live together, but y'all kind of in a complicated situation, I want to speak to the dynamic of relationships. So like, what would you rate yourself as a boyfriend?
About a 9.
I like that confidence. So why would you consider yourself a 9? Like, what does a 9 look like to you?
I consider myself a 9 because my communication is on 1,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't miss when it comes to communication.
So wait, because this dynamic is the communication. So are you saying how well you communicate in your expression, or are you saying how well you interpret the things communicated to you?
Both of them.
So you felt like you're a pretty understanding person?
Very.
Got you.
Financially, 1,000%.
So you pay all the bills?
Yeah. Maybe not 1 or 2, but
Which ones are just rent?
what's that called? Electric,
Rent? Oh, electric.
Wi-Fi.
Oh, got you.
Little shit. But regardless of that, when she need money, she got it. You feel me? Right. So it don't really matter. She know I got her. And like everything, the reason I don't say a 10 is because I might not be able to give all the time in the world because I do gotta work. I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? I gotta make money for the family. And also sex. Only reason is because sex is subjective. So I don't know. You can say it's good, but I really don't know. You know what I'm saying? I can't give myself a point for sex, and you don't know.
So, I mean, if we had to assume based off her reaction.
I mean, you would think, we together, right?
I mean, with you, the thing that you just laid out on the table, you good communicator, you paid a lot of the bills and the expenses. Mm-hmm. Would you think that sex would be the thing that's keeping y'all together? You think you do for some bad, or you think it still got to be up there?
I think it has to be acceptable. You know what I'm saying? Like, it might not be the perfect sex in the world, but it might be like, all right, everything in line. All right, boom, 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 boom. All right, I'll take if his sex ain't perfect, I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? Because everything else is.
So you make sure you excel in other areas so you could be bad in bed.
No, no.
I'm just trying.
Make sure I handle my business every way possible, but I do not know. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Sometimes, like, you'll be with a girl, and when it's over, you'll find out that they might have told somebody your sex wasn't good, and it's like, I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying?
Like, you thought you...
Like, I thought I was doing my thing, but you never really know.
Down.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so I don't count sex when I do ratings.
Got you. So you'll step away from perfect, and if you had to slice yourself in the area, you say, fuck it, it's sex. Yeah. Because you... All right, that make a lot of sense. So I want to dig a little bit more deeper. So let's talk about the traumas that we face in the community, right? But more importantly, some of the things that you might have endured during your upbringing. Like, what do you feel like was something that impacted you, whether as a child or even as an adult?
As in?
I mean, you could speak to whatever, because I feel like we all had those moments, them defining moments. You know what I mean? I want to know, what was one of yours traumatically that, you know, might have shifted your mindset or shifted your lifestyle or shifted you as a person?
Social media.
Okay.
Becoming somebody after not being going from nobody knowing you to boom, you bull overnight. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That shit changed your whole life. It changed perspective in 1,000 ways.
So would you? But again, I'm acting. So would you say social media had traumatized you in any way?
Yeah.
So let's speak to that notion, because, you know, granted, especially when you got a platform, you got cyberbullying and trolls and different things like that. So with it traumatizing you, what had occurred that made that happen?
Like, I kind of got sucker punched on the internet and it like went viral. But before that happened, like everybody was like supporting me, my friends and all that shit. And after that shit happened, it was like overnight. Like I'll give you an example, even with money. You know what I'm saying? It was like I was so popular, everybody loved me, I could do no wrong. You know what I'm saying? When they look at you, it's like, boy never did nothing wrong. We fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? Then boom, something happened. It's like now we got something on him. You know what I'm saying? I don't really fuck with you. Like I made $150,000 every year. And the year where that video leaked, I made $80,000. You know what I'm saying? Like people started coming to get their hair cut from me because of that. You feel me? And I had to rebrand after that. But what it showed me is how fake people is. It showed me, you know what I'm saying? It just showed me how people are. Because I'm genuine. I've always been genuine. My father raised me very, very genuine. So when I noticed people wasn't genuine, it kind of fucked me up real bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was doing a lot of drugs. Like, I was fucked up over that shit. Like, people wouldn't think so because I was trying to, you know, to the public, you want to stay strong. You want to show people that you're strong. You don't want to show people that you're full. Really, I'm in the house full, and you feel me? Like, dang, like, this shit fucking me up. You feel me? I probably took it.
That could be a lot for anybody.
Yeah, like, that was a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't really know how to handle that shit, but I got over it. You know what I'm saying?
But, all right, cool, because I think, speaking to where you are now, you saying you got over it, I want you to tell us, like, how were you able to get over it? Like, what were some of the things you did?
The number one thing that helped me, I moved to D.C., you know what I'm saying? And when I moved to DC, because I was such a somebody in Philly, you know what I'm saying? It was like, oh, everywhere I go, all eyes on me, people know, you know what I'm saying? Even though it might not be a big deal to you, but to me, it's a big deal because that's all I can think about. You know what I'm saying?
You wondering if I'm thinking about that, if I
you know what I'm saying?
So what did DC do? That's a big move.
I got to DC and I noticed nobody know me, nobody give a fuck about me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nobody know you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like a fresh start.
It made the
and I was, and it put in perspective that people don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, none of that shit matter. You know what I'm saying? Fuck people. You know what I'm saying? And once that happened, I was able to bounce back. You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, boom. Now I'm making more money than I used to before. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, you take everything with a grain of salt. You feel me?
So for somebody that might be watching, who might be going through a difficult time right now, and that might be facing some type of cyberbullying, being trolled, afraid to face the environment in which they felt humiliated, what's some advice that you would give to them?
Should be over next week, bro.
Should be over next week. I like that. I think that's key, and I think that especially in our community, like even being vulnerable and open ourselves up to these type of forms of expressing our emotions and what these different things did to us. Because to the person looking at the video, it was just a fight. It was entertainment. They watched it. They on to the next. But for you, this was your real life, and it had real impact on you. And when the camera went off, when you got off Instagram, put your phone down, you still was dealing with a lot internally.
Mentally,
yeah. So I think that's big. So, and I appreciate you for opening up and digging deep. You know what I mean? So I want to swing it back to relationships because you seem to be a 9. You would have had to start somewhere. But did you start at a 9 or did you become better?
I progressed because whatever relationship you learn. You feel me? If you don't learn from your relationships, you don't learn from your mistakes, then you doing something wrong. You feel me? Everything that you go through in life, you need to learn from it.
Respect.
You feel me?
100%.
So like, me and my lady got in an argument recently and they got bad, you know what I'm saying? And I text her and I said, I apologize because this has happened in the past and I haven't apologized. And at this point, this is the point where I push people away. You know what I'm saying? And I can't just push you away. And I realize that. So I apologize and we need to fix this.
Okay, that's a grown man. Yeah. Okay, Mr. 9?
Yeah.
No, it makes sense now. That was some 9 behavior. Because 8s don't do shit like that.
No bullshit.
8s don't take accountability. But once you get into that threshold of becoming a 9, that's when you start to apply and insert accountability. Sure. So I want to tip my hat to you for that. We're going to take a commercial break, and we're going to pick up where we left off, and we see y'all back soon. And we back. We joined today by Fat Carl. We left off, we was talking about accountability. So I kind of want to land the plane there. And I just want to ask one more question in regards to accountability. How would you say your child's mother takes accountability?
She's a victim.
How are you able to deal with that? Because I think it's common for men to say that about their women. So what makes you say that? And how
she
are you
getting
able to
better. I'm gonna be honest with you, she got a lot better. Like, I can't say, she used to be super victim role, but then I pointed out to her so much, like, yo, you stop playing victim, stop playing victim, stop playing victim. So now she be like, I was wrong. I was wrong. She'll do that. You know what I'm saying? So I respect her for that. You know what I'm
So
saying?
how does it feel for you to hear when she says that she was wrong? Like, does it feel like rewarding?
No, it's just like I like that. I like that you're mature. You feel me? So it's complicated, but I feel like more so lean into we gonna make this work. You feel me?
I like that. And I just want to say this for one. I commend you for your growth, you know what I mean, over the years. Me being able to see you transition. I feel like I'm a fan of giving people their flowers. You're a man, so I'm not going to like give you no flowers, but we do got something that we want to give you from one of our sponsors. Big shout out to Iconic, the brand. Bring that over. We got a goodie bag for you, so hopefully everything fit. And, yeah, we just want to make sure we bless the people for their growth and their development and, you know,
Man,
exemplifying
man, I
good
appreciate
behavior.
it.
You know, for the nines, representing for the nines.
For the 9.
Look at so when you look, show it to the camera too.
Yo,
Big shout out to Iconic the brand.
I don't wear no extra small though.
Oh, that's the extra small?
No, I'm fucking with you.
Oh. That's look though.
Ew.
That's stylish.
Yeah.
I might need to hold that.
Oh, they awesome. Yeah.
Oh, she gave you a better bag than me.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm joking, man. Oh, that doing all that.
No. Man, shout out to Iconic. This shit hard.
Socks.
The
Hey.
bucket.
Big shout out to Iconic the brand.
Big shout out to Iconic the brand. Cause this is work. I don't mind me saying this. Too often we judge people. I said this one. I tweeted this before. I said we often conceal our sins so that we can judge others. You feel me? When we doing the same shit that other people doing.
Behind closed
So
doors,
I don't mind speaking on stuff
yeah.
because I know people going through what I'm going through.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it ain't no secret. And maybe me talking about it can help you. You feel me?
Speaking of your tweet, right? I seen you did something that I don't know if this like a trigger warning. You spoke on suicide.
Yeah.
And it ruffled a lot of feathers.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be honest with you. I felt like you were speaking from a place of ignorance, right? But I never want to negate someone's process, their experiences, or even belittle, you know, where you might be coming from. So I want you to elaborate on that.
So I tweeted that I felt as those people who committed suicide were selfish and weak. You know what I'm saying? And it came off harsh, but where I come from is like we all go through stuff. You feel me? Like I just feel like you might have kids, you might have mom, dad, you got family who love you, and you gonna take your life. That's selfish. You feel me? Like my view didn't change on that.
I got you. I understand your perspective.
So
when you say it like that, question. So you're speaking from the perspective of a loved one.
Yeah,
In
like
a sense.
I'm speaking on the perspective of anybody. Like you know what I'm saying. I still kind of feel like it's selfish. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I ain't changed my mind on that. A million people grinding me up, cussing me out. I didn't care because I'm standing on what I said. I said what I said. You feel me? A homie actually brought something to my attention. He said, I can understand you saying it's selfish, blah, 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 but you can't call him weak. And I said, why is that? He said, I'm going to put it in this perspective because you're a power lifter. He said, so you benching 300, right? He said, you can bench 300, but if you got that 300 in the air and your arm collapsed, you can't say you weak. You know what I'm saying? You just collapse. And he was like, that's how it is when you commit suicide. You just break. And I was like, all right, I could respect that answer. You feel me? That was a very good example for me. And when I tweeted him telling me that, somebody was like, now you get it, you weird. And it's like people like, you need to kill yourself. And it's like, how y'all defending people about suicide and they tell me go commit suicide? Y'all don't make no fucking sense. Like, I don't know.
So and just to segue into it, what did all right? So that being your perspective on the people that commit suicide, what is your perspective on suicide itself? Like, have you ever felt yourself in one of those moments where it ever crossed your mind through something that you ever been through?
Yes, but
do you feel like you was weak and selfish in the moment when you had those thoughts?
Yeah.
Okay.
I felt weak. I felt vulnerable. I felt, you know what I'm saying, selfish.
But that's a different. So, feeling weak in that regard and calling someone weak, would you have wanted somebody to call you weak in that moment?
I wouldn't have cared about what they said about me because I knew how I feel about me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean, it's like I used to get depressed, right? And then I thought to myself, like, I told myself I don't believe in depression no more. You feel me? Because if I don't believe in depression, then it won't exist. You feel me? So, I mean, it's all perspective. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I like that. Like I said, I seen how it all transpired. I seen how it played out, and I seen how you went on there. You corrected yourself, and you took accountability again, and basically spoke to like you. Well, here you saying you're not changing your point of view on it, but you allowed him to inform you from a perspective that you didn't take in and that's more so what I was speaking to when I said from ignorance, because not like ignorance in the sense of like not having all of the perspectives in mind when you think. I'm saying like from that perspective though, because I can see where you're coming from like I said, I would consider it like speaking from the children's perspective of the person that, you know, made the decision or the loved one, you know what I mean? But somebody being in that predicament, there I haven't.
And I'm gonna be honest, it's kind of like I viewed it to a certain demographic of people, because I don't think I would call a child weak for that. You feel me? So it's like, I don't know. I kind of look at it like, you a grown ass man, cause man up, handle your business. Why the fuck you kill yourself? You feel me? But for a child, it's like, damn. I was watching something the other day, and they was like, the kid was getting bullied, and he came home and his dad found him hanging. You feel me? And hanging in the bathroom. And I was like, damn. You know
I think the appropriate approach should be to encourage open lines of communication and support more so than it's like, even when it happened, because you said we conceal our sins to judge others, but you still posing judgment on the person that made that decision. But for somebody who might be watching, we want to make sure that if they having those thoughts, that we create an open opportunity for them to feel like they can express themselves and not get looked at like weak, not get looked at a certain way. But I wanna pivot from that, right? Because we spoke offset and we spoke about, you know, you being cheated on. Right. So I wanna talk about, you know, that experience and what that looked like for you. So we're gonna cut to a commercial break, and when we come back, Carl gonna share with us his story on how he was cheated on and he survived.
I was cheated on and I survived. Well, it all started years ago. I was dating a girl from North Philly. I kind of actually moved her in pretty soon, her and her son. You know what I'm saying? We started a little, what I like to call a family. So during that moment, we was doing good. And she ended up getting this job, you know what I'm saying? And there was nothing wrong with the job. It had really, but during the relationship, my friend came to get his haircut, you know what I'm saying? One of my longtime clients and friends. And he was like, yo, bro, well, you know, I'm a barber, so niggas tell me everything. So he was like, yo, bro, I hit this little joint last night. She work here, she thick, you know what I'm saying? Tattoos on her butt, she was squirting her. In my head, I'm like, ho, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, can't be, you know what I'm saying? He said her name, I said, no. You know what I'm saying? So he proceeds to show me the video. So I'm watching the video, stomach turning. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm ready to cry, but I'm like holding back, because you gotta maintain your, you know what I'm saying? I gotta keep it pig, as they say. So I'm just sitting there and like, he treating her, like, you know what I'm saying? And like, my stomach hurting so bad, y'all. Like, I just like, yo, you know what I'm saying? And I went home. I was like, yo, you got rule. You know what I'm saying? She's like, I go to work. She went to work. I guess she was trying to leave her stuff at my house because, you know what I'm saying, she didn't want to leave. But when she left, I took all her stuff and put it on her porch. You know what I'm saying? I told her she had to go.
Question. How were you feeling knowing you had to still cut his hair after seeing that video?
I was cool. Like, it wasn't, so I actually put it in a song. I said, she was for the streets. I wasn't supposed to save her. Can't blame bro. She gave it up. He ain't rape her. You know what I'm saying?
So did it cross your mind to like take his hairline back?
No. I can't. It's never the guy's fault. You know what I'm saying? It's never the guy's fault.
So when you got there and you confronted her, you didn't even, did y'all discuss it?
That's like, you got rule, y'all.
So you didn't need no closure?
No. You got rule.
So how did it affect you moving forward?
So moving forward, it kind of affected me. Like, I just was hurt. I was hurt bad. But what helped me is months later she reached out to me and was like, "Yo, can we get our family back?" And I was like, what? You know what I'm saying? And I was like, what? Yo, you fuck my man. She was like, oh, well, I did what I did. You gonna get over it or not? You see? I couldn't believe it.
So, right now, being on the other end and getting cheated on, how would you say it affected you moving forward in a new relationship?
People are different, so what somebody else do, it don't really affect me. Everybody get a clean sleep.
So you felt like you went through your cheating experience and it didn't kill you. So
Yeah,
you had to say the truth survived.
Yeah.
So what would you want to say to her if she's watching this?
You made your bed, lay in it.
I ain't gonna lie, that was kind of difficult to watch, you know, from man to man.
For sure.
How you handled it, I definitely tip my hat to you. But yeah, that was something.
You learn, you know what I'm saying? What don't kill you make you stronger, for sure.
Yeah, I respect that. So I know we've been putting kind of a lot of the spotlight on you. So before we let you go, we like to close it off with one of our segments called OD, which means open discussion. So if you got something you want to discuss, you know what I mean, and we just openly give our perspective on it, then let me know.
Yeah. How you feel about going through phones?
I don't go through phones. You go through phones?
I have.
I mean, I think at some point, like we all had, but I've learned my lesson.
So the thing about it is, I'll go through phones if it's like provoked. You feel me? Like I don't like people playing victim roles. You know what I'm saying? So like, let's just say you playing victim, like you not doing nothing, and you trying to keep putting shit on me like I'm doing everything, and you so perfect. I'm going to check. You know what I'm saying? I want to see like, yo, stop fucking playing with me.
And for me, I feel like girls gonna do stuff and delete it anyway. So there's no point in wasting my time going through your phone because only the dumb ones get caught, right? And if you gonna put all of that energy and effort into doing what you're doing, then there's no point in me putting my energy and effort to trying to catch you. You feel what I'm saying? Because if you search hard enough, you can find something. Yeah. Let's be real. But it's like, what is the aftermath for how you gonna feel after you find it?
I mean, you might feel bad,
but is you gonna leave?
Depends.
I mean, then if that's the case, then that's how I look at it. If you gonna stay, there's no point in going through the phone. And if you're gonna leave, then you might as well just make the decision based off how you feel. And if you need that much proof and y'all not communicating in that type of way, and you gotta validate it through going through the phone, I just feel like it's a waste of my energy. And it's you know the feeling going. You don't get anxiety going through somebody's phone. Mm-hmm. Are you a pro?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a thrill. And then right after you go through the phone, y'all be having the best sex. That's like the best sex you might ever have with your girl. Right after you go through her phone, and you can't, like, I don't know, there's something about it. You be like, damn.
So after you find something,
or after,
so you
don't find nothing. That should be like, but you gorgeous.
So you okay? I got it. So you that's how you spice things up. You know, you go through the phone. You like the
you know what's crazy? I was saying to my homie one time. I said I think I'm so traumatized. Like that shit. Like
it turn you on.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
See a woman cheating on you.
Yeah. Not like it's weird. You know what I'm saying? But like it's also preparation. You know what I'm saying? Just in case I ever get cheated.
And I feel like on some real, I just feel like I'm not putting my energy into it because like I really feel like it'll come if I'm meant to find out because like let me use a metaphor, analogy. Let's use an analogy, right? You like to eat food, right? You vegan now, right? So I don't know. Say you eat a vegan burger. We presented you a vegan burger. You know what I'm saying? You'll eat it without thinking twice. But if you see me drop that vegan burger on the floor, you're going to be a little bit more skeptical about eating it. It's going to change. You might not even eat it at all. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's how it is about being aware of something. Like if I'm supposed to be aware of something, like you know how many forks didn't dropped in the back, the burger, anything didn't dropped in and brought it out to you, ate it without even knowing because you don't know. But when you know about it, now you're reacting different, you're acting different. So for me, there's no sense in me putting my energy into that because I'm judging on where I want to be mentally. Yeah. I don't want my mind there. So if a chick running her movie behind my back, you know, I wish her well when I catch her because it's nothing to discuss. It's like you knew what you was doing, you knew what the potential was going to be, and it's, you feel me?
So you feel what's done in the dark come to the light?
If it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, how much stuff you do in the dark, and you know what I'm saying?
Right. I don't feel like what's done in the dark comes to the light.
If it's supposed to.
If it's supposed to.
If it don't, then live your life. See, you know how niggas be like, oh, I'm fucking that nigga bitch behind his back, this and that, the third, woo, woo. my mindset on that is like a girl can't give a man one up on me. Only I can based on how I feel about the action. That's her pussy. Mm-hmm. So when she decide, I'm only crazy because we having an open discussion. That's her pussy. I can't stop her from fucking somebody.
Right.
Can't stop her. She will make herself available if she want to. She will find clubs to go to, positions to put herself in. She's going to find ways to make herself available. I've seen women make themselves available for me. So I can't be naive to think that I'm exempt from it. Right. So feeling like that, I just look at it like, I don't. If you fuck a girl that I'm dealing with, you don't have one up on me because I'ma just charge it to the game. If it strokes your ego to feel like that, then power to you. But that's her pussy. Right. That's like if somebody knock your homie the fuck out. Yeah, you gonna feel a little bit type of way because it's your homie. But at the end of the day, he got knocked the fuck out. Yeah. That's really for him to deal with. That's how I look at it. She gave that pussy up. That's for you and her to deal with. I can remove myself. That's where my true power lies. So that's why I don't go through phones. But I don't knock you for feeling like that's what turns you on because it might be some type of trauma response. It might be deeper than what meets the surface. So, that's just that's my little take on it. Gotcha. But listen, I want to say this, man. I appreciate you for coming out. I'm glad we was able to bless you with a gift from our sponsor, Iconic the brand, and I appreciate your vulnerability. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, did you have anything you want to say? Anything you got coming up?
I appreciate you for having me come out. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you always keeping me in mind. You know what I'm saying? And I wish you well on everything you're doing, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate
Keep
it,
up
man.
The good work.
Yeah, likewise, man, and continue to be an example of growth.
Absolutely.
Accept your faults and continue to take accountability as you've been doing, and I think that's dope. And that's good for your son to see. You ain't got to worry about where he gonna end up if you continue to model the right behavior for him to watch after, because they don't learn about what we tell them; they learn about what we show them. Right. So that's just what I want to leave you off with. I won't hold you up no longer. I know you gotta get back to the family. Good luck with everything, and hopefully we see you back soon with an update.
No doubt.
All right, man.
Do you think you should show your partner love the way you want to love them or the way they want to be loved?
I think it's a blend of both, right? I always think that that's a slippery slope, and I think that goes into the discussion of love languages, which I'm not overly familiar with. But what I will say from what I know is you have to learn how your partner wants to be loved and then love them the best way you know how to. I don't think you can really love them the way that they want to be loved, because that's almost them training you to do what they want you to do. But what you should do is be observant and attentive enough to see what they like and then do it in a way that benefits you and comes natural to you. And if it's enough, it'll be enough. And if it's not, then you will be able to identify that you and that person just might not be able to be on the same love frequency.
Should women be doing wifey things at the girlfriend level?
So I don't really consider nothing to be wifey things. I think that a woman should do what will get her the results that she wants. So if you want to be a wife, you should carry yourself like one, because the only way for somebody to kind of see who you are, to even want to ask for your hand in marriage, is if you present yourself in a way. So you should present yourself like a wife to become a wife. If you're looking at it like wifey things and somebody got to unlock a certain threshold by proposing to you to get those things, it's like, why would I purchase something and I have no knowledge of what the benefits are? So I think that you should display and carry yourself as a wife if you want to be a wife. If you view them like two different things, like, oh, as a girlfriend. Now, I do think it's levels to, because once you're married, it's a different commitment. But the fact of the matter is you should carry yourself like a wife to be a wife. And I think that that's where most people get it messed up. They think that it has to be a certain level that they have to, or a threshold that a man has to cross for them to do the simple things, cooking, cleaning, and just showing appreciation. But they want a man to display all of the things that he got before they become a wife or before they even act like a wife. So I think, carry yourself how you want to be, where you want to end up at.